Hello everyone, you welcoming all in new semester of B Mechanical. From today onwards, we are going to discuss a new free elective subject, that is industrial robotics. According to examination scheme of university, 70 marks are reserved for the theory, 30 marks are reserved for the ISE, and 25 marks for the term work or ICA. This free elective subject is designed to give the student an in-depth understanding of manipulative robotics and its uses. It covers different topics like automation, anatomy of industrial robot, kinematics and dynamics of robotics, then navigation of AGVs, design and installation of work cell. So particularly this free elective requires the students to take part in site visit and case study presentation. Students are also required to complete a simulation in any robot simulation software and image processing in MATLAB. The next, course objective and course outcome of free elective. So in that industrial robotics subject, there are different course objectives. So during this course, students is expected to understand the basic construction of an industrial robot, then acquaint with existing market distribution and future trends of industrial robot, understand the technology behind modern robot such as sensors, actuators, grippers, controllers, machine vision, etc. Understand the bridge, the gap between existing textbook and industry. Then course outcome. At the end of this course, student will able to solve simple kinematics and dynamics problem on robot motion. Means kinematics, forward kinematics as well as inverse kinematics problems of 2 degrees, 3 degree and 4 degrees of freedom robot. Select appropriate robot and specification for industrial application. Use of MATLAB toolboxes to demonstrate machine vision concept. And last, use of any simulation software to simulate a robot and its work cell. So these are the different course objective and course outcome of free elective subject industrial robot or industrial robotics IR. Then in that unit number first, introduction to industrial robot, there are different unit contents. So first contain definition of robot and robotics as per the ISO and IFR. Then components of industrial robots, configuration of industrial robots, typical specification according to envelope generated by end effector, then history and fundamentals of industrial robot, technology evolution and collaborative robots. These are the different unit contents of unit number first, introduction to industrial robotics. So first unit content is the definition of robot as per the ISO and IFR. So definition of robot. Robot is a software controlled mechanical device that uses sensors to guide one or more end effector through program matter. in workspace in order to manipulate physical object. So robot is a software controlled mechanical device that uses different sensors to guide one or more end effector. And another definition of robot refers to an automated multifunctional manipulator that works by energy to perform various tasks. Means robot do not looks like as a human, means construction of industrial robot is different to the humanoid. Robot do not looks like as a human, and they arm or they do not behave like a human. Instead, they are one arm machine which almost always operate from the fixed location on the factory floor. The next definition is robotics. So robotics is the science of designing and building the robots suitable for real life application in automated manufacturing and non-manufacturing environment. So robotics is the science of designing and building the robot. Okay, so in simple word, robotics is the science of designing and building the robots. Then there are different laws of robotics. So following are the laws of robotics, means following 4 laws. So zeroth law was later added, or zeroth law was added later on. So zeroth law, all laws are related to human safety. Okay, so zeroth law, a robot must not injure humanity. Then first law, a robot must not harm a human being. Then second law, a robot must obey human being unless it is in conflict. And last and important law, third law, a robot must protect itself from harm unless it is in conflict. Means these 4 laws of the robotics related to human harm, okay, or different conflicts related to human and humanity. Then different functions of the robot. The functions of the robot can be classified into 3 areas. Area number first, sensing; area number second, decision making; and area number 3, performing. So first function, sensing. Sensing the environmental by external sensor. Okay, means sensing the different environmental parameter like as a vision, voice, touch, proximity, then humidity and other environmental parameter with the help of sensors. Then second function, decision making. So based on information received from the sensors, means collect all information from the sensor and take decision according to received information from the sensor. This is the second function. And third function, performing, means performing the task or performing the task decided by the operator. These are the 3 functions of the robot. Next point, robot with jointed arm or construction of robot. So this is the line diagram of robot with configuration jointed arm. So industrial robot, construction of industrial robot is similar to human hand. Okay, so this figure shows line diagram of industrial robot. It consists of 4 mechanical linkages or 4 mechanical links and 3 joints. So first mechanical link, base, second upper arm, third forearm, and last wrist. Wrist is nothing but hand of robot which is directly connected to last joint. Okay, means industrial robot consists of 4 mechanical links and 3 joint. So first joint is the shoulder joint, second joint elbow joint, and third joint wrist joint. So shoulder joint is located in between upper arm and base. Then elbow joint is located in between upper arm and forearm, and wrist joint is located in between elbow and end effector or hand of the robot. So whole assembly of industrial robot means whole assembly of 4 mechanical links and 3 joint is known as industrial robot or robot manipulator. So shoulder joint gives rotary motion about base. Okay, then elbow joint gives linear motion as well as rotary motion about upper arm and forearm, and last wrist joint gives upward and downward pitching along the longitudinal axis. So this is the construction detail of industrial robot. This is the exactly image of industrial robot. So this is the base, this is the shoulder joint, elbow joint and wrist joint, and tool act as an end effector. End effector means hand of the robot which is directly connected to wrist joint. Wrist joint is this last joint of the robot. Okay, means whole construction of industrial robot is similar to human hand. So humanoid and industrial robot both are the different terms. So industrial robots are particularly used for the manufacturing sector. Okay, so there are different application done with the help of industrial robot, like manufacturing application. Okay, so this is the construction detail of industrial robot. Industrial robot means it is the simply assemblage of 4 mechanical linkages and 3 joints, and this figure shows exactly construction of industrial robot with jointed arm. Then next point is the basic components of industrial robot. Okay, so this is the block diagram of industrial robot. There are 7 basic components of industrial robot. So first component is the end effector, then manipulator, actuator, controller, processor, software and sensor. These are the 7 basic components of industrial robot. So this figure shows different basic components of industrial robot. Okay, so this is the manipulator. So in that previous slide we already discussed what is particular meaning of industrial robot or industrial manipulator. Manipulator is nothing but assembly of 4 mechanical links and 3 joints. So this is the base, upper arm, forearm and end effector. Okay, means industrial robot looks like as a human hand. Okay, then motion power unit or controller control unit. Okay, so this is the simply one diagram of industrial robot, and these are the 7 basic components of industrial robot. So one by one we will discuss. So first is the end effector. End effector is nothing but hand of robot which is directly connected to wrist joint. Okay, this is the wrist joint, or according to application you can directly replace the wrist or end effector. Okay, means this is the wrist joint, elbow joint and shoulder joint. So wrist joint is the last joint and all end effectors are directly connected to wrist joint. Then manipulator, whole assembly is known as manipulator. Then actuator, actuators are nothing but drives or drive peripherals used in robotics. Then controller, processor, softwares and sensors. These are the 7 basic components of the industrial robots.